Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to my shop. Working on this thing. It's still upside down, which is possibly the story of my life. Bring you up to speed. I made some drawer slides. I glued them in last time. Probably saw that because I can imagine you just watching these things, waiting for the next one to come out. Anyway, I made some. I then dadoed some pieces of wood, and I'll bring you down so you can see. You're not watching this because you want to see me anyway. I got that. It's okay. So I dadoed some pieces of wood. I'm going to use these for the drawer sides. They're cherry. There's some truly junk cherry that I had kicking around. And I dadoed them to fit over these lumps that I put on, so they fit like that. And they will make beautiful drawer sides. And they slide in and out. You know, it's like butter. Anyway, this is great. Now I've got a piece for the back also, which I haven't cut yet. I'm imagining it's just going to be it's the right length. It's too long. I imagine it's going to be just a tenon cut on the end and a slot cut in the ends of these things, put together and glued. Should be fine. While I was doing this, I was thinking about before I actually assemble the drawer. You know, I got running on it and decided, well, and how am I going to assemble this thing? And I started thinking about assembly. That's great, except, let's face it, I need a bottom in there before I can assemble. So I'm going to have to glue the bottom up because I don't have any 14-inch wide board that I want to use for this. So I've got a couple pieces that I'm going to glue up to make a 14-inch piece, about 5/16 of an inch thick. And I'll bring you over and you can see what I'm doing with those, because that's kind of like next. So, got a couple of pieces there, 5/16 inch thick pieces of pine board, and I want to glue them together to make the piece for the bottom of the drawer. I put some marks on them. You know, it's cryptic, right? This is an F for face, because it's the heart side of the board. I always want to make sure I know where the heart side of every board is. You can tell the heart side because of the growth rings. You can see where the heart of the tree was, and you always want to have that be the side up, because if it's going to bow, it's going to bow like that, shrinking more on the side away from the heart than the side of the heart. Okay, so that's that mark. Then these two marks right here are where the two pieces join together. So when the moment comes that I glue this together, I don't make a mistake and swap these in the wrong direction. The next one is, these marks right here show the direction that I want to plane. When I smooth plane this, I should put corresponding marks on the other side. I will. Here we go. So see, I just did it. I put this down wrong. It goes like that. All right, so those are my three marks that I want to have on there. Now I want to join this edge so that it's straight enough for me to glue together. And that's going to be the next business. I'm going to throw a clamp on my bench, because everything that's really worthwhile starts out with a clamp on my bench. I've got it right in front of where a knob is on the drawer front, and I don't like that. So moving a little, okay, and tighten. And two boards now, we're going to put them joint side up. And I'm going to make my jaws parallel, because I do that, because it clamps better. Now I want to run a plane across this thing. I don't need a very big plane, because it's not very long. So I'll use this little jack plane as a jointer. I'll get some more blade exposed. I don't know what I was using that for. There you go. There, you heard that, right? All right, so what's the point of having the two boards together? And the answer is, I'm not really capable of getting the thing square. Holding this plane perfectly square, hard for me to do. So if I put the two boards together and I make an error by having the plane a little bit too much that way, and I'm exaggerating, then this board will have a bevel going that way, but this board will have a corresponding equal bevel going the same direction. And when I put them together, they'll be mating perfectly. And look at that. Look at that. That is just superbos. Little teeny paper thick. I'm going to do it again. Here we go. Slightly different this time. It's always going to be slightly different every time, I'm sure. Boy, that felt great. And there it is. That is just absolutely perfect. Can't see through the joint. I say that. That's a glint. You know, this is posterity. One more try. Okay. There it is. I'm glad I toughed it out. That's great. All right, so now it's clamps. I'm going to throw some bars of metal across this just to make sure that they're in line. You'll get a kick out of seeing that. Okay, we've seen this bunches of times, but you know, it never really gets old for me. I've got these things jacked up in the air because I want to put clamps and bars underneath. You'll see. You'll see. First off, I'm going to use Gorilla Glue, so it starts out with dampening the mating edges, because that's how Gorilla Glue starts out. That's great. Now Gorilla Glue. Gorilla. It's warm today, so this should set up pretty quickly. I'm thinking I'm just going to put this on one surface, which is really all you have to do, I guess. But I'm going to do the rub and bump. You know, we're all familiar with the rub and bump, right? Okay, I'm rubbed and bumped. I mean, like everything, there's only so much that you can do that. All right, so bars. They've got these flat pieces of old fence picket. I got them from a blacksmith friend of mine, and they're really, what makes them really nice is I think he's forgotten I've got them, which is, you know, pretty nice. What they are is stiff, and they'll stay flat, and I'm pulling that up. That didn't work at all. That didn't work at all. All right, try that again. All right, trying it again. This thing doesn't weigh much, and so it's hard to gauge how this is all going to go. Great. All right, that's good. That's good. All right. Clamp over here. Come on. Nice. Nice. So, sandwiched like that. How could it go wrong, right? All right, I'll do that a couple more times. Obviously, I'll do that at the ends. Done. Flat. Now I'll throw a couple of bar clamps on it, and that should take care of snug. Like that. And I haven't touched the outside edges, so I don't mind if the clamps bite into them a little bit. It's not going to cause a problem. There you have that. Pulled together, flattened. could go wrong? All right. Well, this will be ready tomorrow. I mean, it'll be ready probably in an hour, but tomorrow it'll be ready to go, and you'll get a kick out of it. It'll be done. I'll plane it up. It'll look like one board with some funny marks. Be great. All right, so this is the next day, and this is glued. Glue is set up nicely. It seems like it always does. And my little metal cauls snap right off. I'm going to do a teeny bit of scraping on the glue on these. That's good. Right. There we go. All right. So here we are. Clamps are all off. And so we've got a board for our drawer bottom, and it's a beauty. And it's got glue stuck up everywhere, so you have to shave that off. And then I'm going to smooth plane it to get all the planer marks out of it and make it look like it's an old-timey piece. And bring it down to a thickness somewhere around 1/4 of an inch. And then I'll be ready to put it in the bottoms of that drawer. Haven't got the plows yet, so this is all dependent on what I get out of this. So let's move this along and see what I get out of it. Okay, so I've got to get this glue, excess glue off. Boy, that's all that took. There you have that. All right, that's great. Let's do the back. Got some marks here that say I want to plane in that direction. On the back side of a board, if this is the grain, the V's of the grain, you plane into them. This, I want to plane that way. But right around here, I want to start planing that way. This is a little bit more difficult on this side. But let's see what happens. Let's plane out this half of it and see how that looks. I've got a number 3. I think it's relatively sharp. You know, I think I'm going to switch to the number 4. It's a little bit broader blade. You know what, and just to make things really obvious, I'm going to put some pencil marks on here so we're certain what does and what doesn't get smoothed up. Because it's all white. There's that half. I'm going to get this next. Now I'm going to flip around and get that end. So I just ran into it right there in a big way. There we go. All right, that's the underside. Looks good. So let's do that again. I'm going to once again put some pencil marks across the whole surface, just so I don't leave a spot. You hate it when you leave a spot, you know. Okay, so pretty good. Clamp. Looks good. Should be playing over to about there. Spin around to get that. All right. Well, this is set to go. I can now get a size for my plow for the drawer sides, and then cut this down to whatever dimension it's going to be, and it will be my drawer bottom. Thanks for watching. So, ready to do the drawer, glue this up. This is all going to just get glued together. I've got plows cut for the bottom panel to go in on all four pieces. I've got these slots right here. I'm going to make some 1/8 inch thick pieces to go across to help divide this drawer into pieces, maybe aspirins and things like that, crochet hooks, just to keep things from rattling around in the drawer. So I've got these dividers in, so you can place some little dividers if you use them or not, pull them out. Anyway, I'm going to use some Titebond glue. I don't know why, because I don't want to do a lot of cleanup. I don't want to do a lot of cleanup, and I don't want to slop water all over everything. So I'm going to do Titebond in the joint. I think I put too much in. Brush. And the Titebond, I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it isn't. How do you know? So there's Titebond in those joints. It's always something. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue on the ends of this. That. And then the end grain. Come on. You know, not too much, right? Don't have a lot of open time, so I got to get to this. Okay, so that was good. That one's done. This one's mostly done at the end. That's great. And now this 5/8 of an inch of the inside edge. Okay, looks good. So that's done. I've got some wax paper. I've made up some little strips I'm going to put underneath these joints. I'm doing this all on a hard, smooth surface because I want the bottoms of all of the pieces to be in alignment with each other, and I don't have to fight. Don't want to fight with it. So if they're all on a piece of plywood, they share a footing, right? My bench is a little bit, you know, rough in places. So this sort of smooths that out. Okay, there's that. There's that. Now the front. I've got clamps, so I don't have to do crazy amounts of glue to make the glue part seem like it's working. So I've got a clamp for every surface here. Clamp, yeah. All right, that's that. Done. Done, 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 done. So this is going to go back in here, like that. And then this is going to get smushed onto there like that. And here like that. That's good. That's good. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. That's good. Actually picked up the wax paper. That's not good. There we go. Better. All right. Together. Together. Good. All good. All the surfaces are down. Bottoms will all line up. We've got a couple of sticks I'm going to throw at the end here. And start out with a clamp. It isn't quite what I was looking for. Okay, let me get another stick. Okay, this is going to work like a charm. So that takes care of that back side. Good. All right, now let's get a long clamp on this side. Good. Oh yeah, baby. That's in, that's in, that's in. This is all going real well. Textbook. Textbook. Now, one thing I need to check is square. I've got a small square right here. Seems like it's a little bit out of square. That corner seems perfect. This corner is up just a teeny bit. This one is pretty darn good, I think. I'm going to put a couple of clamps on. I know these aren't small clamps, but they have good reach over because I want to reach around this bar here. There you have it. All right, clamped, clamped, good, clamped, tightened, clamped, squared. This is all good. All good. All right, maybe I'll try to make a couple of 1/8 inch pieces right now. See how that works out. All right, thanks for watching.